for life.
I hope we are. Okay. So welcome back to another episode of the Football Reporter Show.
Week 4. Week number 4.
We're
a quarter way through the season.
Yep.
Well,
It's not the preview the first week, though. That's the week before.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to start with
Review, not preview, and a preview week 3.
We're going to preview what we have to review. Why not? Okay, so week 3. Open up the course with Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
The New England Patriots with Jacoby Brissett, a third-string rookie quarterback, going up against the previously 2-0 Texans and absolutely blanked them, 27-0.
Being there live was insane.
Yep. I'll tell you. Want me to tell you how it came across on TV? It sucked. It sucked. It was a bad game to watch.
It was a bad game to watch, 100%. I agree with that.
Yep.
No offense from the Houston Texans whatsoever.
Honestly, so yeah, scored a fucking 0. They hand the ball off on. Okay, let's talk about where the Patriots really shined, and that's out coaching Bill O'Brien.
Oh yeah.
Handing the ball off on 3rd and 8.
It worked.
And then the next. No, I'm talking about Bill O'Brien. He handed the ball off.
Definitely worked.
3 and 8, and next thing they know, the next time the offense touches the ball, they're down 10-0 because of the fumble.
Yeah.
Fumbles on the kickoff. And
Oh my God.
Cyrus Jones got to hang on to the football.
I know, yeah.
Jacoby Brissett looked good.
He looked good. I mean,
yeah. What do we expect from a third-string rookie quarterback with a short week?
Yeah, exactly.
LeGarrette Blount, for some reason, is looking like the best running back in the league. He's looking
On
like Marshawn
fire.
Lynch. He looks like Marshawn Lynch out there.
Completely on fire.
24 rushes, 105 yards, and 2 scores, including that 41-yard touchdown run where that basically just ended the game right there.
That sealed their fate.
So the Patriots are 3-0, and the rest of the league is gonna be fuck.
Yep.
That's not us just being from Patriots, from here, from the
It's beautiful.
being from the Patriots honks horn here. Honk honk. Patriots now 3-0.
Jimmy Collins did a terrific game.
He did 9 tackles.
Eight tackles and a pick.
Which Ross Arthur threw right to him.
Jabal Sheard showed up for the first time this year. 3 tackles and 2 sacks.
Yep. Well, I thought
Forced fumble by Nate Ebner, which is probably on the kickoff, and Anthony Bolden too.
Yep. I say that I thought the whole team played pretty well, and down to 3-0, and that's exactly what they should have been. If we don't do it earlier season, they should have been.
And there is news coming from this game.
Oh.
J.J. Watt will today, at some point today, be put on injured reserve because he re-injured his back.
Yep, and they just did. Just now, breaking news. Where's the breaking news center? We don't have one.
Oh, fuck, I want a breaking news sound.
Maybe I can edit one in. But anyway, J.J. Watt has been placed on IR, and they signed Antonio Smith.
Oh, they brought back that Antonio Smith.
Yep.
I probably should have clicked news before that.
So I had some. So there you go. Held it up on that one. So that's the thing for J.J. Watt. He will be out for the rest of the season, which means that the NFC South, which was wide open anyway.
To begin with, is even more wide open.
Okay. Next up, now it's got the Sunday games. The Denver Broncos defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 29-17.
For me personally, I regret saying that they're not going to make the playoffs because Denver looks like a fucking
that defense is
dynamite. Trevor Siemian looks like he's going to be a good quarterback in this league.
312 yards, 4 touchdowns. Granted, most of them were short touchdowns, but that bomb bombed Emmanuel Sanders, who had a really good game.
Yeah.
Jeremy Hill had a really good game too, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. That Denver defense is just monsters.
I think this is the first time in a long time, but Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders both had over 100 yards and at least 1 touchdown.
Let's see here. Denver still has Von Miller, Zach Wolf, even DeMarcus Ware, who's out right now.
Yeah.
Aqib Talib, Chris Harris,
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, and Brandon Marshall. All those guys are still really good on the defensive side of the ball.
It's a dangerous team.
And they went on the road against a team
and
that doesn't have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
But this ended badly for the Bengals.
This is what I think the great thing is about the Broncos. They're proving everyone wrong.
Yep.
Everyone thought at the beginning of the year this defense is going to be elite, and their offense was going to falter.
Like it was last year.
Yeah, exactly, Peyton Manning. But
yep.
It's proving to be false because Trevor Siemian looks like he's going to be a really good quarterback. And
yep.
I mean, they did draft Paxton Lynch in the first round. but it looks like Simeon's in it for the long haul now. It seems like.
Think about two really good quarterbacks and one good receiver that the defense has faced so far. Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, and AJ Green.
Yeah.
All three of them didn't look good. Speaking of Cam Newton,
this is the most alarming stat for me. Giovanni Bernard, 5 attempts for 8 yards.
Yep. 17 attempts
for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns for Jeremy Hill. That's alarming because Bernard is the feature back.
Yep. So, how many people think are jumping off the bandwagon of the Carolina Panthers now?
Whatever you want.
I was there from the very beginning. I called it from day one.
I knew they were a phony team from the beginning.
I know. Took you a while to get there, but I told you that in the Super Bowl when I think the week before Super Bowl this team's gonna falter.
Yeah,
and oh my God, they got.
I knew they were gonna falter at some point. I didn't think it was gonna be from the Super Bowl and beyond.
And granted, this is not.
I thought it was gonna be well before the Super Bowl.
This is not the defense's fault. This is not the defense's fault at all because they did play very well. They did play very well. They just were on short fields. And
they only held Sam Bradford to 171 yards.
Yep.
And Jarek McKinnon at 45. Matt Asiata only had 15 yards.
Yep. All right. How's this for you? Ready? Cam Newton.
They did really shut down that offense, even though they got 22 points.
Yeah, because Cam Newton. How many interceptions did he have? 3. How many sacks? 8.
Everson Griffin got the hat trick of sacks with three sacks.
Yep.
Anthony Barr had 1. Brian Robertson had 1. Linval Joseph had 1.
Yep.
Danielle Hunter had 1.
When people say when Adrian Peterson went down, that team is sunk. Yeah, right. That defense is for real. Mike Zimmer is a great head coach.
Mike Zimmer is a great. He got pushed to the next level for me. Especially losing, your franchise player practically.
You lost your quarterback. You lost your running. You started running.
Your two franchise players you lost, and your quarterback and your running back, and you're 3 now.
Your forte is defense. Your defense is top in the league.
And Sam Bradford, 19 of 28 for 171 yards, isn't very good, but he did have a touchdown and no picks.
You know what he does? That's what they need him to do.
To be fully honest,
this team is like the 2000 Ravens, but they only have to score like 20 points and they'll win the game.
Cam Newton was dreadful.
He was awful.
He had 1 touchdown. It was a rushing touchdown.
Think about it. In the 2 weeks that they've had, the previous 2 weeks of the Minnesota Vikings, they faced. Okay, the defense won the game in week 1.
Yeah.
They faced Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton. The past two MVPs.
Yeah.
You know what they did? Made them look like a bunch of third stringers. That defense is for real. This team is going to win the NFC North.
I wouldn't doubt that, especially, it's going to be a dogfight down to the end.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota pulls out this division.
The Raiders and the Titans. 17-10, it's a one-score game. I wish they'd scored more points.
I know, yeah.
But I think that Tennessee defense is not
the good thing from the Raiders is the defense finally stepped up.
Yeah.
They finally stopped giving up 20 points.
They still gave up 114 rushing yards to DeMarco Murray, but hey, can't all be perfect.
Yeah.
But I didn't think Derek Carr was sharp.
Latavius Murray, too, wasn't very sharp either. Only 10 attempts for 37 yards.
He did still get a touchdown. But Derek Carr, he was missing some passes. But
he's kind of inaccurate to start the season. I think as the season goes along and he gets more in sync with Crabtree and Cooper and Seth Roberts and so on and so forth, he'll get much better.
I mean, there's some performances that are really, really nice. This team won good. They won the game. They're now 2-1. They're tied for second place, and I think they're tied with Kansas City for that second wild card spot now in the first 4 weeks. But yeah, Oakland's looking pretty good for the first couple weeks, except for the fact that their defense still blows.
Yes, defense hasn't been very good, but this week they were very good.
Yep.
They forced a couple of picks. Reggie Nelson and Sean Smith, they stepped up big time, huge in that game. And like I said, 10 points for that Raiders defense is really freaking good, considering the fact the past 2 weeks they've given up 20 plus points.
Yep, and good to do great offenses too.
Yeah.
All right. Miami and Cleveland.
I was shocked about this game. I picked them to win last week.
They picked the Browns to win, and
I picked the Browns to win, and
even when they try to give them the win, they still lose.
Granted, this was a better all-around effort, by the Browns without several key players for that.
Terrell Pryor was the only.
Terrell Pryor was a beast. 3 of 5 for 35 yards might not seem impressive, but he had 4 attempts for 41 yards and a touchdown. 14 targets from Cody Kessler, 8 receptions for 144 yards. And towards the end of that, towards about from halftime on, he was the only person he was targeting, pretty much.
Yep. As for the offense for the Miami Dolphins, I don't have my screen readings, but it has to be the pitch right now, so you can give me the offense for the Dolphins.
Tannehill, 25 of 39 for 319 yards, 3 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Typical Ryan Tannehill day.
Yep. And Kenyon Drake was the lead back, the rookie out of Alabama this year. He was the lead back in this game, 9 attempts for 37 yards and no touchdowns. Jay Ajayi had a pretty good run for a touchdown.
Yep. Which was the game-winning score.
Other than that, they're using 4 running backs, basically, is what Adam Gase said.
Cody Parker.
Cody Parker's terrible.
He missed 3 field goals.
It was funny, too, because the farther out he went, the more accurate he was.
Yep.
And the closer he got, the worse he was.
So, yeah, Cleveland
And
remains...
this is coming from last year, 2 years ago, where Cody Parkey was one of the best young kickers in the NFL.
Yep. So, Cleveland, once again, is 0-3. Once again.
I'm not shocked.
Nope.
They could have won that game. They definitely could have won that game.
Redskins at the Giants. The Redskins picked up their first win.
They still look like crap.
Still look like garbage.
But Kirk Cousins definitely did have his best game of the season so far.
Yep, no picks.
2 touchdowns, no picks.
No turnovers. Well, on the offense side of the ball. They turned the ball over on the other side of the ball. But Josh Norman against Odell Beckham Jr. and Odell Beckham Jr. ate his lunch.
Yep.
121 yards. He didn't get a touchdown, but good God, he put him in the best position to win.
Yep.
Eli did turn the ball, a bad interception at the end of the game.
2 picks.
Awful interception.
And a touchdown. But for
the Redskins,
the Skins, Deshaun Jackson, again, doing Deshaun Jackson types of things, and then gets hurt, as per usual, but had a touchdown and 96 yards.
Yep,
Doing all he can for that offense before he inevitably gets hurt.
Jordan Reed I still am waiting to hear Jordan Reed's name.
Jameson Crowder had a pretty good game too. But for the Giants, Shane Vereen had a pretty good game. Tark wasn't too bad either. But news coming out of this game is Shane Vereen injured reserve.
Yep.
Not up for the year though. They say he could come back later on in the season. If you have it for fantasy like I did, it's not worth the stash. But he did give me 13.5 points.
Yep. You got to something. Hey, you got to something.
Replaced him with James White.
Yep.
So.
All right, so the Bills and the Cardinals, 33-18. It was the exact opposite
The
score.
Cardinals are fucking pretenders. I'm realizing this now. They're such pretenders.
David Johnson had 2 touchdowns. The rushing defense, I think they don't have a defensive tackle. A really dominant defensive tackle. They have 110 yards rushing. Even more than that to the Bills. But Taylor did not look good at all.
He didn't even close.
Carson Palmer looked worse.
Well, Carson Palmer was worse.
Yeah.
But we'll get to someone who was much worse in a little bit.
He's one for his first 9, threw 50 passes, and threw 4 interceptions. And you know what? It's not really the Cardinals' defensive fault. I thought this was surely on Carson Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
Turned the ball over in the red zone. And, fumbles, bad stuff, not getting penalties. Just really, really bad stuff. Buffalo gets the first win of the year.
Yeah.
And Cardinals got to bounce back. They're off to a bad start.
Off to a horrible start. They have one good game 2 good games. So the Patriots can play good in that game.
Yeah.
Their win was impressive. Looked like the Cardinals are back, and this week they just look like shit.
Yep. Going across country.
And about David Johnson, 19 attempts for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's something. It's something.
They have big guns. John Brown, Malcolm Floyd, and Larry Fitzgerald all got 11-plus targets.
Yep.
70 yards for John Brown, 65 for Floyd,
He
and
dropped.
60 for Fitzgerald,
They
but none.
just dropped a lot of passes.
Zippo for touchdowns.
Yep. All right, so next is the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau. Packers look like the old Packers of old.
In the first half of that game.
Eddie Lacy's looked great. Aaron Rodgers had 4 touchdowns. He threw for just over 200
The Packers looked good in the first half, but then
they play conservative.
they could play conservative because everyone on the team was hurt.
Yeah.
They have no defense because everyone's hurt.
Yep.
All their starters are hurt and out. Sam Shields was out. Julius Peppers was like the only healthy linebacker they had that was playing.
Yep.
Jordan Clay
Clay
Matthews.
That's what
LaTroy Guyan, the starting D tackle, was out.
Yep.
There's a few more players
But
who were out.
Matt Stafford, 20-41, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. He brought the Lions back
Yep.
and almost won the game. Almost.
Marvin Jones single-handedly.
There was no one covering Marvin Jones. I think people forgot that Marvin Jones is on the Detroit Lions.
I know, yeah. 6 receptions on 8 targets for a whopping 205 yards
and 2 touchdowns.
and 2 touchdowns. It's insane.
Touchdown.
Golden Tate was invisible.
Yep. Again, this is the last week I've got to trust him.
4 for 40. I mean, 4 for 40 isn't bad,
but he is score.
but 6 targets, and you caught the ball 4 times. When Marvin Jones got targeted 8 times and he caught 6 of those balls.
And this is nothing against Detroit per se, but that honestly this is tough because that Detroit defense is terrible.
Yeah,
It's awful. Awful.
it's really bad.
It might be the worst
The
defense.
Packers defense wasn't much better this week. They almost blew the game.
Yep, it might be the worst defense I've ever seen. Oh wait, I'll get to that one later. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Baltimore.
Jody Nelson 6 for 101 and 2 TDs.
Yep.
Looks like Nelson's back in a big way this year.
Left him wide open. The Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
This is the game that no one wanted to win.
Apparently not. Didn't the Jags have the ball like in the final minute of the game again, and they blew it again?
He threw another key clutch interception by Blake Bortles.
He's turning into
Poorly coached.
He's turning into like Brett Favre in the way it's just his throws.
Oh,
do not
what
look
a
good.
shock with the coach like Gus Bradley as your head coach, who should be fired.
By now, yes. I agree
Calling
with
for
that.
his head. And this is going against a team that is actually well coached. In the Baltimore Ravens.
The thing that's the most concerning thing to me about this team, well, Sunday's game, is that Blake Bortles is their leading rusher coming out of this game. He had 3 attempts to 17 yards. TJ Yeldon 6 for 17, and the biggest disappointment coming out of this game, Chris Ivory 12 attempts for 14 yards. That's pathetic.
Yep.
His longest run was 4 yards. That's pathetic.
Yep. Oh my God.
Allen Robinson 2 touchdowns, 57 yards.
Oh, really?
It's pretty bad when Marquise Lee receives Allen Hurns.
Yep.
Paul Leslie was terrific in this game. 10 tackles and a pick.
As usual.
Damn.
As usual.
Tashawn Gibson had a good game.
They have really good talent in this team. Just that,
Yeah.
that coach is a dunce.
Ngakwe with the
They're a lesser
Ngakwe
version.
with the
What they are? They're the lesser version of the Kansas Cowboys.
Exactly.
A lot of talent, but dunce.
Willie Jackson finally got a sack.
Yep.
Took him 3 weeks.
But a dense head coach.
There's a lot of talent on this defense. And 17 points by the Jaguars, not bad.
Yep.
And not bad. I meant not good. I meant the 19 points by the Ravens, not given up, not bad by the Jaguars defense,
Yep.
considering the fact that they've had some really bad hiccups
Yep.
the first 2 weeks.
Jacksonville has started 0-3, and Baltimore started 3-0. Who would have guessed?
Baltimore, the worst 3-0 team out there.
Probably no. I was supposed to say the Eagles are worst, but
Uh,
they played well. I will
yeah.
say that. I will get to them.
The Ravens had Buffalo, Cleveland, and Jacksonville to start the season.
Okay, yeah, that's
That's a cupcake schedule right there.
boom. That's a wild cupcakes.
Now,
So the Seahawks scored 37 points on that vaunted defense of the 49ers.
what happened to that team?
What
It
do you
used to
mean?
be one of those feared defenses in the league in like 2010 to 2013.
Think about that. Colin Kaepernick walked into probably the best situation ever.
Yep, and he screwed it up.
Great top 10 defense. A great head coach.
Yep.
Good receivers. Really good offensive line. Running back.
You know,
Pissed it away.
Fiddled away, and it fizzled away nothing with all the retirements they had.
And ready? Retirements. The offense not wanting to pay anybody,
Yep.
except for him apparently.
See, that's working out for them. They want to get rid of him now.
Yep.
But so Blaine Gabbert in this game, 14 to 25, 119 as a pick. Carlos Hyde was a monster in this game.
He was.
21 for 103 and 2 touchdowns.
When he's on the field, he's a beast. When he's off the field, it's just this team really has nothing else on offense. As the Seahawks looked really good. The defense looked great. The offense looked pretty good, especially Christian Michael.
Yep.
Or
I mean,
Chris-
Trevon Boykin, granted the fact that he came in on basically short
Yes,
notice
yes.
because Wilson got hurt and out a minimum of 3 weeks, but I heard a report he's going to try to play through the pain.
Yep.
I don't like Russell Wilson. I think he's a very overrated quarterback. But
overrated?
But
You mean overrated?
overrated quarterback. But he's really freaking tough. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Sue stepped on his ankle. He still played in the game.
Yep.
And he got destroyed on a hit.
By Robert Quinn.
It wasn't destroyed. It was more of an awkward tackle.
Yep.
And he played it in the next snap. He's really freaking tough. But Trevon Boykin came in. I mean, touchdown and a pick. His pick was really bad. But 7 of 9, 65 yards. Not bad.
Nope.
But definitely a full week of practice. And if he's going to be the starter, a full week of practice, he should be better.
Okay.
Christian Michael was unbelievable too.
It was 2 touchdowns and 118 yards, I think, right?
Yep.
So, what if I told you that after week 1, at the St. Louis Rams were capable of scoring 37 points?
Now I had to laugh in your face.
Guess what happened? They scored 37 points. They won. Todd Gurley.
Tampa Bay doesn't really have that bad of a defense either. They've been pitiful the first
They've been awful.
3 weeks.
I think they have the worst defense in the league.
They haven't given up less than 20 points yet in the season. Week 1 they gave up
They haven't given-
31.
No, I mean 24.
24, yeah.
So they haven't given anything less than 24 points. They have 40 points.
Arizona gave up 40 against the Pretenders. And Los Angeles, they gave up 37.
Todd Gurley had 2 touchdowns. James Winston had 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. But a pick. And where did that pick come? When did it come again? When did that interception happen? Oh, no, it happened early in the game. Never mind. They faltered down the stretch, though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Mike Evans,
Fumble,
13 receptions. 13 targets, 7 receptions, 132 yards, and a touchdown.
A big touchdown catch.
Adam Humphries, big game too, 12 targets, 9 receptions, and up for 100 yards and no touchdowns. Cameron Brate, backup, reserve tight end, 2 touchdowns, up 46 yards, up 10 targets.
So Jeff Fisher still, so far, is going to keep his job, it looks like. So far, so good.
So far, so good for
Even besides week 1,
yeah.
but so far, so good since week 1. They beat the Seahawks 9-3. They scored their first offensive touchdown. Great.
Was it this week? Or is
That was this week that they scored the first touchdown. So we can throw a parade in LA.
I think you can. I think it's time.
Yep. Okay. So next
Still
up.
on that bandwagon.
What?
Still think they're not very good.
No, I'm not on their bandwagon at all. I'm just saying like it's time for a celebration.
I'm off that. 9-7. They'll finish 9-7 again.
The Jets and the Chiefs.
Like I said, like I alluded to earlier, Carson Palmer might have had a dreadful game, but he didn't have as much of a dreadful game as Ryan Fitzpatrick was.
No touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Which ties the record for most picks on a game. I forget who it was set by. They mentioned
They had 8 total turnovers, by the way. The Jets had 8 total turnovers.
6 of them were by Fitzpatrick.
One was on the kickoff, which led to a touchdown.
They were just downright dreadful.
Yep. And think about it. I think they only scored 1 offensive touchdown, and 3 of those picks happened in the end zone.
Yep.
So bad game for Ryan Fitzpatrick, a bad game for the Jets, a bad loss, and now they're going to be in a stretch of 4 games against 4 playoff teams.
Yep.
They
Instead of KC, they got Seattle,
at Pittsburgh,
and Arizona.
At Arizona.
And Baltimore's after that, week 7.
Yep. All right, so that was
depending how much of a contender they are by that, but
they have a tough stretch. They have a tough stretch coming up. So yeah, a bad loss for the Jets and a big win for the Chiefs at home.
Huge win.
Getting 8 turnovers and looking like a defense, looking at like that defense like last season. This team still has a chance to win the division.
Oh yeah.
San Diego and Indianapolis, a team that has no defense, is big news for the Charger. They lost their leading tackler, Manti Te'o, to a torn ACL. He's out for the rest of the year. So the San Diego injury bandwagon, let's go, choo choo.
Again, for the second straight season, they lose
I've
key
trained,
players.
choo choo. T.Y. Hilton, 174 yards and a touchdown. Andrew Luck had over 300 yards. The Colts have won their first game. Have won their first game, and they're in the end, and they're still in the hunt. Proof: if you have the quarterback, you can still win this league. You might not get far, but you'll still win.
Yeah. Not impressed.
Not impressed. Not impressed by that win.
No.
even with the clutch touchdown pass
Yeah.
and the clutch turnover at the end.
I just still think that team's complete garbage, no matter who Andrew Luck's throwing the ball to.
Yeah, no. I'm saying the team's Andrew Luck and nobody else.
Yeah.
Because you will say that Andrew Luck has so much talent.
He does.
In terms of him, he can diagnose defenses. He can sense
I will
what's
say
coming
this because it's a
from a non-biased point of view.
it's a great comparison. Peyton Manning. He's Peyton Manning essentially minus the legs.
Besides the fact
Plus
that
the legs, not
he can run. Plus
Yeah.
the fact that he can
plus
run.
that he can run. So
He
he's
can
Peyton,
run.
he's Peyton Manning and then some.
Yep.
Because Peyton could do that.
And even
But
in the
no one
playoffs,
better.
he led that team back from the 35-point deficit. I would say he was even better than Peyton Manning in playoff situations.
Yeah.
And in clutch situations. I remember some games against. Remember, like when he first.
He definitely has like the
gene to do it.
gene to do it.
But
like
he
Peyton Manning.
But Peyton Manning had more talent around him. He had Marvin
he was
Harrison.
way more talent.
He had Marvin Harrison. He had Reggie Wayne. He had
Andrew-
Bob
yeah,
Sanders.
exactly.
He had Robert Mathis. He had
He
Tony
had
Dungy. He had the head coach. He had everything.
Oh yeah.
He
It's-
still lost in the playoffs.
And
Andrew Luck has zipped.
he's had no talent. He's had Reggie Wayne what for like 2-3 seasons.
Yeah,
maybe?
he had 2 seasons and he retired. And then he
Yeah.
had the number one receiver there is T.Y. Hilton. Dante Moncrief is hurt. Dwayne
Yeah.
Allen and Ryan Doyle. That offensive line is putrid. That defensive line and defensive in general is putrid because they have no cornerbacks. They
Yeah.
lost Vontae Davis for 6 weeks. That the head coach is I felt bad for him because he had cancer, but
Yeah.
oh god, he's just not a good head coach. And their GM's
bad.
their
The GM's an idiot.
the GM's an idiot and their owner's a cokehead. It's a
There's nothing
disaster.
to go. Yeah.
It's
The only thing good for that team is maybe Vontae Davis and
And Luck.
Andrew Luck
Yeah, that's all I got. That's
and
all.
Hilton
And
and
Hilton.
Moncrief if he can stay healthy. But other than that, they got nothing.
Yeah. The Eagles.
Biggest disappointment of the fucking week.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Think about that defense. That defense of okay. I'm going to take the stage here for a second, if I may. I want to talk about Chip Kelly here for a second. And for those people that think that Chip Kelly is a great head coach, this is proof here
Yeah, exactly.
why Chip Kelly's system will not work in the NFL.
Exactly.
Ready? I was like, oh well, that offense is so quick, it's so fast. Yeah, we're gonna try to score in 15 seconds, and then we're gonna send our defense out there and get torched.
Yeah.
The defense gets tired. The defense needs time on the bench to rest. If they don't have that, they will get beat. And that's what happened the last 2.5 years when he was in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
That defense got torched.
Exactly.
Now this feels like they have a coach that has a clue.
Yep.
And Doug Peterson. They might have.
Doug Peterson's proven me wrong. I thought this team was going to be garbage, but still, Doug Peterson is looking like he's going to be a really good head coach.
But I would not say. This game kind of proved to me that okay, maybe this team can do something.
Yeah, because they beat a really fucking good team.
They beat a great offense. That offense is fantastic, and they held them 3 points.
Yeah, 140 yards for Antonio Brown, no touchdowns, which is disappointing, but they didn't have a touchdown. So Carson Wentz,
Big drops. Also, though, big drops for Marcus Wheaton, dropping one in the end zone. Whoop! Right through his chest.
Carson Wentz is making a fucking believer out of me. I can tell you that right now.
They probably do have the next guy. I think what they really do need, though, I will say this: it's the one fatal flaw that they have that will eventually bite them in the ass. They get burned way too much.
Yeah.
They do get burned.
Also, flaw is their wide receivers.
Yeah,
That's a big
I
flaw.
like Jordan Matthews, but I think he's just number 2.
Inconsistent, way too early.
Yeah.
Wendell Smallwood had a huge game, 17 attempts for 79 yards and a touchdown. Darren Sproles, I literally hate you. 2 attempts for -1 yards, and you had 6 receptions for 128 yards and a touchdown on my goddamn bench this week. After he did nothing the first 2 weeks.
Okay, so then we
Other than that, nothing. He was the whole team.
Yep.
Ryan Matthews, the supposed lead back, 2 attempts, -5 yards.
Yep.
Wendell Smallwood took the job from me. How do you feel about that?
All right.
Kendra Barnett didn't have a bad game either. A touchdown, 42 yards. Other than that,
Okay, ready? Here we go, bro. Time for Sunday Night Football. The Bears and the Cowboys. The Cowboys won 31-17. Brian Hoyer didn't turn the ball over.
2 touchdowns, but they look like shit.
They still are garbage. Jimmy
And
Lane.
finally, Dak Prescott threw his first NFL touchdown.
Right.
Dak Prescott looked really good in this game.
He did. Right to
Zeke Elliott looked great in this game. Des Bryant got hurt, but he had a touchdown.
Is there any word on that, how hurt he is?
I have not heard anything. I heard he was going for MRI. I didn't really check up on it, though.
I will look up that and keep talking.
And Jeremy Langford, also, too, on the injury front.
Yep.
He's out 4 to 6 weeks, high ankle sprain. Jordan Howard, decent game. Zach Miller, 2 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey, 70 yards but no touchdowns. Kevin White, 62 yards, no touchdowns. 2 of his touchdowns went to Zach Miller, Brian Hoyer.
Both of them. That's both of them. So there's no update yet on the Dallas Cowboys.
They didn't get a sack on the Cowboys offensive line, but on
the MRI is coming out later, and once that comes out, I will do a video talking about that on the football.
No sacks
just
on
report
either side of the field. On either side.
Just report it. I'll report it on the other side of the field. But anyway, the Bears' defense is terrible, and I like John Fox as a head coach, and
Just there's no talent around him.
No, there isn't. All they have is Alshon Jeffrey, and he's gone after they lost their two. They're going to lose their 2 best offensive talents in 2 years. They're going to lose Alshon Jeffrey this year, and they lost Matt Forte last year.
They're going to lose Jeffrey. Jeffrey's going to get a big money contract from a team that actually has a clue how to use him.
Indianapolis, go to Indy. Okay, picture that. Can you picture that? Andrew Luck having Alshon Jeffrey.
That'd be insane.
That's a monster. Speaking of 2 teams that have monsters offenses, it's the Falcons and the Saints, and oh my god. Oh my god, I've never seen such a horrible defensive front. And we've seen
32 points given up by
40,
the Falcons.
45 by the Saints.
45 by
The Saints scored 32 points and they lost. Again. They realized in the first 2 weeks they scored over 30 points twice and they lost both games.
I know, it's insane.
Oh my god. And I think John Gruden put it best. Like, yeah, man, never seen a defense like that. They're going right up and down the field. How can they expect to win the game if they play no defense?
I know, they don't play any defense. Neither of these fucking teams do.
Big quote there by Chucky. This has been a really bad defensive front right there. Probably the worst I've ever seen.
Tevin Coleman went off.
Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman.
Devontae Freeman, 152 yards but no touchdowns, and Tevin Coleman took all of his touchdowns.
He did catch a touchdown. 5 receptions for 55 yards and a touchdown. Oh my god, this is just... Man, I feel bad for Drew Brees. He's so good. He's so talented. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league still, and he has no defense around him.
Oh, none.
So this loss is not on Drew Brees. It's that this defense blows. It's terrible. Yeah. And I think Sean Payton will be fired. He might be fired. And it's unfortunate. He's one of the best head coaches in the league.
Yep.
So that's week 3. So time for the picks. Week 4. We're going to start with the Thursday night matchup. What a great matchup we have here. The Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to take the Bengals at home. The Bengals have lost 2 straight. I'll take them out.
I'm with you on that one. Cincinnati.
Okay. So first up is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts.
It's an odd time because it's in London.
Oh, it's in London.
This is the London game.
Oh, it's a 9:30 game.
Because it's a 9:30 game.
Woo.
It's London. It's the London game.
It's part of 9:30 game. I can wake up and watch football. I'm going to take the Colts.
Take the Jags. Can't go.
I'm going to take the Colts because the Jags haven't proved anything they can win a game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We have Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
Oh my.
It had to be done once. So Lions and Bears, I'm
taking the Lions.
I'm going to take Detroit to get their second win because is Brian Hoyer the starting quarterback?
Oh yeah.
Even if Jay Cutler was still starting.
Jay Cutler's still out.
Yeah. Okay, Carolina going to Atlanta. This one's a tough one.
Very. I think I'm going Carolina. I think they'll bounce back.
I'm going to go with the Falcons because fuck Carolina. Who's going to cover Julio Jones? That's all I got to say. It's a good question.
No one, but still.
The Oakland Raiders traveling to Baltimore. This should be a really entertaining game.
Yeah.
I will take the Raiders to give Baltimore their first loss.
Yeah, I did the Raiders too.
Yep. What a barn burner we have here are the Cleveland Browns versus the Skins.
I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go Cleveland. I'm going to go Cleveland again. I like what I saw from them last week in terms of just an all-around effort. I like what I saw, so I'm going to go with them again. And plus, Washington's not really a good team. So
they're not really a good team, but Cleveland is so much worse. They're dreadful.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of like Cleveland.
I'm gonna take the Skins, but it would not be shocked if Cleveland won.
Yeah, that wouldn't be either.
Tennessee and Houston. Houston, no J.J. Watt, but
Yeah.
not gonna matter. Who's
We're gonna
covering?
skip over a big important game because we already know who's gonna win that game.
Yeah. Oh, did I skip over it?
Patriots are winning, obviously, against Buffalo.
Oh, I
We don't have to determine that.
Even
I just say it.
doesn't matter which quarterback is starting. I think the Patriots will win. That game.
Yeah.
Roll over. All right. So next up will be the Tennessee Titans and Houston Texans. That will be I'm gonna take Houston, even without J.J. Watt. They still have two big targets.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Houston.
Yep. Seattle at the Jets. Yeah, Seattle. Ryan Fitzpatrick looked awful last week. He's going against.
I guess a good defense. Facing a great defense.
And they're going against a better defense.
Yeah. So even if Russell Wilson doesn't play, like I said, it's tough. He's tough, but
Denver, the Bucks.
I just don't see them losing that game.
Broncos and Bucks.
Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos. That defense is way too good, and that defense on the outside of the football for the Tampa Bucks look terrible. New Orleans and San Diego. Are you ready for a shootout? Pew 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 pew.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Okay, ready? Let's play a game here. Who's going to end up on the IR this week? Starring San Diego Chargers. Who is going to end up in the IR this week?
I'm gonna say Antonio Gates.
That's his guess. I'm gonna go.
Even if he doesn't play this week, I'm gonna go with Gates because he was out last week and he's got some injury issues going on.
I'm gonna go with Brandon Flowers.
Flowers.
I'm gonna go Flowers on this one. Okay, so the Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco. I will go with Dallas.
I'm gonna go with Dallas. You can't pay me enough money to pick San Francisco again.
Yep. Well, the Rams, who have won 2 straight games, going up against the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. Give me the Cardinals.
I'm going to take the Cardinals. Yeah, I'm not too confident either of those teams.
I'm going to take the Cardinals on the offensive alone and the fact that it's at home.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time. Okay, so it's now these next two games, we do round tables here. Tables. First up, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Should be a terrific game.
Yeah.
If Pittsburgh can get their head out of their ass from last week. And
Kansas City at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay, quarterback.
So we're doing double round table?
Yeah, double round table for the last 2 games. Quarterback.
Big Ben.
Yeah, Roethlisberger.
Big Ben all the way. Alex Smith is good. He's just not to the level of Ben. Ben's an elite quarterback.
Running back. If Jamal Charles, we'll say this.
If Bell and Charles play, I'm gonna give the edge to Pittsburgh because Le'Veon Bell's so much younger and
I'll take
Jamal Charles is so much older. Even though Spencer Ware and Charkandrick West have been a good tandem, very good tandem, you can't bet against Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell's a beast.
Receiving core, Antonio Brown, enough said.
Antonio Brown, exactly. No matter who. Yep. Macklin's good, but they have nothing else.
Defense.
At least with Pittsburgh, they have more options than what KC has.
I was listening. Antonio Brown is enough said.
That's literally enough.
Defense. Kansas City's way. I think Kansas City has a fantastic defense.
Kansas City does have much better defense. Pittsburgh needs to work on that defense.
Head coach, Andy Reid or Mike Tomlin?
I like Tomlin.
All you gotta do, give Andy Reid a watch. Tomlin. But I will take the defense here. I'm picking Kansas City.
I'm picking Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh way too much.
Yep.
They're a fantastic team. I like the head coach. Yep. I like the team in general. They really won me over the past few years, especially Big Ben. Big Ben's one of my favorite players now.
Just don't impress him in the bathroom. Say that joke every week. Nothing's different. Okay, finally, the Giants in Minnesota. So quarterback, Eli Manning. I think Eli Manning.
I give Eli the win.
Eli's greater than running back. Who is playing running back?
Who the hell is playing running back?
Matt Asiata
and Jerick McKinnon versus Orleans Darkwa. And who else? No one?
Andre, I guess because I know the names of them, I'm going to go Minnesota.
Yeah, Andre Williams is gone. He's MC.
Receiving core.
I'm gonna look this up. Minnesota's definitely has notable names.
That's because I don't know why I know Matt Asiata. I think he played one game against the Pats. That's why I know him. All right,
he started when AP was out when he was beating his kids.
Yep, receiving core. Giants. Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
Even
though Sterling Shepard,
Sterling Shepard, yeah.
Stefon Diggs is coming on lately.
Yep.
He's been on fire, but yeah, the Giants win that one for me.
Bobby Rainey, Paul Perkins.
They like Paul
and
Parkinson. I heard.
Rashad Jennings, who
Jennings could be back, so that
he might play. But I will still give I how to trust them. So I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Defense, that Vikings defense is way too good.
Vikings defense is great. Even though the Giants paid a lot of money this offseason for their defense, the defense is there.
The defense is there.
Defense is good.
Defense is
it's
there,
just not great, like it was paid to be.
But Minnesota's Vikings defense.
Minnesota Vikings defense is elite. One thing's for sure, you cannot stop Everson Griffin. Everson Griffin is a beast.
Good luck, Eli. I say good luck,
And
Eli.
I could see Everson Griffin getting at least 3 sacks in this game.
Yep.
By himself. But
and then we have the.
I remember when people were complaining about that contract, like they were making fun of it, saying that just because Everson Griffin he only started 1 game in his 4-year career,
Yep.
and he got a massive payday, and it's obviously paying up for him because he's been a stud the past 3 years.
Yep. All right, now head coach Ben McAdoo or Mike Zimmer.
Zimmer all the way, and I'm picking Minnesota.
I will take Minnesota. Now I'm going to do something different on the show. For the first time since we're going to do this, we're going to do a fantasy football segment. I want you to give me your fantasy pick for. We want 1 quarterback, one running back, 1 receiver, tight end, and 1 defense.
This is tough.
This week.
This is tough.
And then we'll compare points. I cannot pick yours, you cannot pick mine.
Like, can we pick any players that you want?
Any players that you want.
So
you can pick depending on the matchup. Pick who you like.
So we're doing quarterback, 2 wide receivers.
1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 receiver / tight end, and then defense. Okay. So I probably should have said that earlier. Anyway, so for also,
I have no clue who I'm gonna pick.
Yeah. I guess I'll start for the quarterback. For quarterbacks, I'm gonna take Matt Stafford against that Bears defense.
Let me see here. I'm gonna go Derek Carr versus Baltimore because Baltimore's a piss poor defense.
Yep. All right.
So that'd be a very good start this week.
Okay, running back. I will take. This is gonna be a tough one here. Going through all these matchups here, see if I can find. I'm gonna go Melvin Gordon.
I'm gonna go. Even though this is gonna kill me in every way, shape, or form, but LaShawn McCoy. I can't pick against LaShawn McCoy. McCoy's a beast.
Okay, wide receiver. I'm going to go A.J. Green against that Dolphins secondary.
DeAndre Hopkins against Tennessee.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, defense. Who's going to have the best defensive performance?
I know for a fact it's not going to be anyone in New Orleans or San Diego.
Yep. I'm going to pick Denver's defense against the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Seattle against New York.
All right.
Seattle's defense against the Jets.
Okay, so that's our picks. And that's week 4 of the preview, week 3 review. I will be putting up a video about Des Bryant.
About Des Bryant later on. And if there's any more injury news, just keep them updated, whatnot.
Yep, I will always do that.
And that's it for us this week. We'll see you whenever John uploads it.
Whenever I upload, will be tonight.
What's it be tonight? So Wednesday night.
Wednesday nights.
Is the prime time. We have them up in one day.
Yes,
the day of.
The day of. Make sure you watch my friend Owen's channel on wrestling if you're a wrestling fan. Wrestling Fortune 44. And is that? We're both on that show.
We're both on that show, like as per usual.
Yep. Don't mind the
funny.
Bruins.
We do have a lot of fun. If you're a child, do not watch it because there's a lot of swears in it, and we're never on topic. So
there's a lot of fucking swears, so kids do not watch. Oh, by the way, also listen to the JT Sports Podcast, which will be coming soon onto iTunes and YouTube, where I will be talking about different sports around Boston and everything else, and of course around the National League. So that's it for us. Goodbye.